look, it's a square foot thing. It's a national software that's applied for a factor for Florida, for hurricanes.
Yep.
And this is what is determined per square foot on a minimum basis. And we go from there.
Do it, I'm the general contractor, I can build it at cost.
Well, we have
If
Florida
we're-
Strategic down the road, you can just go ahead and call them.
Triple A's great.
You know, depending on the house, honestly, that if you are dealing with a contractor, and that's the pain in the neck situation. Okay, I'll give you two answers. If there's not enough premium on the bones, then don't fight it. You'll be fighting it from the start to the finish, and you're gonna spend a lot of time doing it. So if it's that $732 policy I just wrote, and he wants to nickel and dime me for the next 10 years,
See ya.
over $732, listen, there are other agencies that'll insure it for what you're asking us to insure it for. I'm telling you, this is what I needed to insure it for to protect you from yourself. All right, if something happens to that home and you're unavailable to either rebuild it,
Or
or
in the
you're
home.
not able to build it, or you're not even in the construction business, I still am responsible to
Yep.
your family or your estate to rebuild that home. So I have to insure for what the national average is telling me I have to. I can't just pick a lower number. I have to include debris removal. I have to, the other thing I've used, and this is, I only do this, I shouldn't teach you this one,
Uh-oh.
because you know I get a little snipey sometimes. When I've done this my whole career. This is even a Jersey thing. I can build that house for $90 a square foot. Can you come over and build me my 4,000 square foot house for $90 a square foot? I'm doing it right now.
Oh, wait a minute, oh.
I know, and then he immediately said, well, no, I have this, that, and the other thing, and then I turn around and say, exactly. You won't build the house for $90 a square foot. You're just saying you can.
Alright.
That's not the same thing. I'm telling you, the insurance company is not gonna ask you to build your own house. We're gonna have to pay these other people. We're gonna have to pay for the contractor's profit. We're gonna have to pay for somebody to make a little money. The
Right.
architects and engineers to engineer the thing, do the debris removal, set the site up again, and then rebuild the house. We are incorporating all those costs into our replacement costs. If it goes beyond that, then I give them the number to somebody else,
Yep.
because then I'm done.
I agree.
Like that, those are my two best swings. If I can't get them off the hook at that, then there's just somebody we know is gonna be that troublesome customer.
Listen, and depending on where your career goes and how you grow, this is a common concept in all of insurance with property insurance, because this could be, you know, a 800 square foot home, or this could be, we lost the deal because it didn't close. I was working on a $55 million building in Long Island that was 430,000 square feet. Concepts are the same. Literally, the concepts are the same. Now that, oh, by the way, you know what the TIV was coming in on that? 87 million. You want to try and explain that? I'm spending 55 million, and you're telling me I've got to have it 30 million more, right? So here's where, again, I will unpack this a little bit, and I'll say, listen, we use software by Marshall, Swift, and Beck, or 360, whatever, whoever it is. This is engineering software that is updated quarterly by zip code on what it costs to rebuild. So we know this is fairly accurate, okay? Now we also know that real estate prices can go up and down. If we look back in 2008, everything was a lot less expensive than it is now. So we don't care about the dirt. We don't care about the land. Even if the building, the home, whatever is destroyed, you're gonna have some level of value in the land. All we care about, Mr. Jones, is making sure that we rebuild you with like, kind, and quality. We use the term to make you whole again. Now the other thing that, again, within reason you can argue, and this is a line that is good, is that, look, if we're $10, $15, $20,000 higher than you think we need to be, or even $50,000, you're maybe paying a couple of extra $100 a year, okay? If you're wrong, and we go less, and there's a claim, and it is $50,000 more coverage that you needed, now you're talking thousands of dollars out of pocket. So we're either talking hundreds of dollars out of pocket now, or potentially thousands of dollars out of pocket later.
This is also important, I should have brought this up before. Real deal. A lot of these first-time home buyers, particularly if they're coming from out of the state, they have extended coverage. This is the first place, Florida's the first state they don't. Most people are used to having $100,000 coverage. In every other state, other states automatically include an endorsement that's on every policy that extends that to 20, 25, in some cases 50% more. So they get 100,000 coverage, have that loss that costs more than 100,000. Their policy's already going to pay them up to 150,000. Not true in Florida. So what I will tell people is the reason this number is so important, in addition to everything else we just discussed, is it is the most you're getting paid, period. That number on that deck page, no matter what, if your house burns down, that is the most they're going to pay you. There is no extended amounts, it's that number. So we want to make that number as close to the real number as possible. because they're not aware of that. And they honestly will tell you on the feedback, oh, I didn't know that. You're gonna hear that from them.
That's
They
really
know
good.
they have it in their policies now. Pennsylvania, Ohio, Jersey, New York, they all have that coverage. It's common. It's not common in Florida.
That's huge, especially for